So as of May or June 2020, my interest rate was 2%, which I think is just fantastic.
I know it is a blessing. Yeah. Lift up my eyes to the hills, I'm blessed, oh man.
Hey guys, Chris Jamar here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I want to talk about 6 common questions about emergency funds, and I actually want to answer them for you. But before I get into it, if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. What I do here is talk about better money habits and essentially provide information that I hope will help you to secure your best financial future. With that being said, go down and hit the subscribe button so you can get all my notifications when I post new videos. With that being said, let's get right into it. So I know many of you know what an emergency fund is, but do you really know how much to save, where you should save it, and if you somehow incur like some revolving debt, should you stop saving to your emergency fund and pay off that debt? These are some of the things that I hope to address today, and I hope to give you some clarity on these issues or these questions more so. So what is an emergency fund? So an emergency fund is basically a safety net of cash or cash flow used to cover unexpected events that could be stressful and costly. Some common examples are job loss, medical emergencies, home and auto repairs, or a national crisis of a pandemic. Talk about 2020. Question number 1, how much should you save? So if you read online or you speak to many financial planners, they're typically going to tell you that you want to have 3 to 6 months worth of savings. Now, I feel like this varies based off your personal situation and you really have to adjust it accordingly. So for example, say you're going to quit your job and you feel like you'll get hired quickly, then maybe 3 months worth of savings could be fine for you. But if you're going to quit your job, move to another city, then you probably want to adjust your fund to reflect that. Like I said, 3 to 6 months is the typical recommendation, but factor in your own personal situation and also determine your risk level. Question number 2, where should you keep your emergency fund? So I feel like many people keep their emergency fund probably in a checking account, but you probably want to separate that. And what is recommended is an FDIC insured savings account. So the FDIC is the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. Yeah, I believe that's what it is. And basically what they do is they insure funds in US banks and they insure bank deposits in the event of like a bank failure. So I think most savings accounts are insured up to $250,000. Again, this is just more so for you to have that cash secured in case of an emergency and the financial system crashes. So it's just best to be prepared. The average interest rate for US savings account as of June 2020 was 0.1%, which is also the current inflation rate as of June 2020. I have spoken about this in the previous video, which if you want to go watch, go right here. 0.1% is not really attractive. You want to have your money in an account that gives you an attractive level of return, especially if you are not really using it as much, again, because it is for emergencies. So if you're parking it, you want to make some money on it. So I personally have my emergency funds in a high yield savings account. And what this is it functions as a checking and savings account. And if you meet a number of qualifications on a given month, you get a higher savings rate, hence the term high yield savings account. So as of May or June 2020, my interest rate was 2%, which I think is just fantastic. So you want your money in an FDIC insured savings account, and you want to put in a savings account that gives you a good rate of return back. So if you want some resources, you can go to NerdWallet, which I personally recommend. They can tell you anything about savings account and they'll just have a lot of good resources on their website. Question number 3, if you have 3 to 6 months built up of your emergency funds, do you stop to pay off revolving credit card debt or any type of debt, I guess? Or do you just take time to chip away at it? So again, I feel like this depends on your personal situation, how much debt you have, and just you want to consider a number of things. But when you get your paycheck, this is the order of activities I think you should consider. Number 1, you want to keep enough cash in hand to pay your current bills, like your month-to-month bills. Number 2, if your employer matches contribution, you please max out that match. Like, very important. Take all that free money you can get. 3, pay off your consumer debt. So like your high interest credit cards, and we'll talk about debt further down the line, and what does the order of debt look like. But you always want to pay off the higher interest rates, higher interest revolving debt first, and lastly then you build your emergency fund. So again, this may look different for different people, but I think that general order is just something that everyone should kind of follow. Question number 4, can a credit card line be considered an emergency fund? No. Next question. Question number 5, what is the best way to save up for an emergency fund quickly? So I feel like this is a pretty straightforward question, and basically the equation for building wealth is money in minus money out equals money saved. And so you want to keep track of your expenses, and you want to increase your cash flow. Again, going back to a previous video where I talked about cash flow is king, I'll probably put that here somewhere. But you want to be able to increase your cash flow. You want to make that positive. So by either making more money, doing side hustles, or you really want to get tight and minimize your expenses. So you want to pay yourself first. This is often overlooked, but if you can establish this level of comfort with paying yourself first, and if you are able to, you're gonna be able to build your fund up a lot more quickly and probably to a bigger size. The last question number 6. You're almost at your goal for your emergency fund. What do you do next? And my answer to that is you probably want to start considering saving for retirement. And the whole backstory of that, or the whole point of that, is the earlier you save, the better. And you want to take advantage of compound interest. This is something I want to touch on in a future video, because I think the power of compound interest, a lot of people don't understand. And I really want to bring one of my friends on this channel to also talk about this a little bit, just to give you some outside perspective. But going back to the idea of retirement, you want to invest in an employer-sponsored retirement plan if you have access to one. If you don't, you may want to consider looking into one, or looking into something like a Roth IRA, just something that could be very beneficial to you. Now, with the employer-sponsored retirement plan, you get to take advantage of free money, and you also get to compound that. So that's double the benefit. And if you do not know about like employer-sponsored retirement plans, again, go to NerdWallet, and they have a lot of resources. Figure out what your employer matches and take absolute advantage of that. Like I said, I will touch on the whole topic of retirement accounts, IRAs, Roth IRAs, traditional 401ks. That video is coming, guys. But for now, if you found any value in this current video, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Give me your feedback. Comment below what topics you want me to touch on in the future. Tell a friend to come watch this video, guys, and subscribe to my channel. Until then, guys, take care. See you next time. Bye.